of the release of this interview and the accompanying stories, it makes a lot of sense. From an editorial perspective and from the perspective of being or talkability, right? From the perspective of talkability, it makes a lot of sense. If I had this interview, I probably would still release it at this time for talkability's sake.
Yeah.
Just it adds to the conversation, it spices things up. But you can tell from the interview that it was done months ago. Months ago.
That's an interesting one. But
yeah.
Well, it's a lot of these decisions, who joins the team, who doesn't join the team, who gets to play what role, depends heavily on the coach.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I feel sorry for Capito because he's been dragged into a matter that he would have wanted to stay away from as captain.
Okay.
Because as captain, really, he would shift all of these discussions to the manager to deal with. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when that interview was done, he obviously felt, well, I mean, they were doing well. They were getting together as a team. They had reached a point where they felt things were
the voice of
beginning to come up for them in a positive way. So, of course, no additions will be needed. But post-qualification to the World Cup, I'm sure if you put the same question to Jordan, knowing all the things we know today, injuries here and there, I'm sure he'll give you a different answer.
Well,
you get it. And so, I mean, it's not a matter of him ruling out the possibility of his brother joining, or Nketiah joining, or Odoi joining, or any other person who has expressed interest in recent times, despite not taking part in the qualifiers joining. I don't think that was the case. I'm sure, context-wise, based on what was happening around that time, he gave an answer that suited the moment. Okay. And, of course, like you said, people have found a way to introduce that argument into the discussion that we are having these days.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll leave it as that. But I think that if we go around the table today, around this house, and ask everybody if we feel the Black Stars need additions, of course, everybody would have an opinion on as to whether we need additions or not. Even the callers would have their own say with regards to whether we need additions. We do need additions. Who, again, it's up to the coach.
Okay, but so the agreement all around the table is that this team, of course, the teams can always get better.
Yeah.
But are there any standout problem areas? I mean, the other day I think we were talking about, you said fullback.
Yeah, the defense, our laterals, problematic. Okay. And then you look at that left-hand side of attack. If Kamaldeen Sulemana is the one going to play that role, clearly we have a problem because it's not consistent. If it's Nyama has been out for quite a bit. He's now going through the paces, trying to get back to full fitness. You don't know what kind of Nyama would show up at the tournament. Again, there's a bit of inexperience on the side. Then you can also talk about Joseph Pencil. Would the coach have confidence in Pencil to even use him in that role? So there are issues there.
Yeah.
Up front, we talk about the numbers of our strikers. Inaki Williams, clearly, he scored just 2 goals for his club side in the La Liga this season.
Yeah.
Clearly, there are issues up front. Apart from Semenyo, who's been scoring goals these days, I think he has 15 in the Premier League.
Yes.
You don't know how Coach Otoado is going to use him. Whether he's going to use him as a left winger, a number 10, a right winger, or a false 9, or a 9.
SportyFM.
And regardless of where we put Semenyo, he will need support. Because part of the reason why Semenyo has been explosive for club side and non-national team is because of the supporting cast.
Yeah.
He's gotten better support playing for his club side.
Okay.
Especially because of the quality of the players he's surrounded by.
Yeah, that's true.
To be able to deliver what we are seeing him deliver. Would he get him when he comes to play for the national team? That's another question. Kudus Mohamed, because of what he's done for the national team, because of what we know him to be able to do, because of his ability that we know of, we feel that, well, any type of kudus at the World Cup can do a job for us.
Yeah.
But we don't know exactly what kind of kudus will turn up. So, offensively, we have issues. Jordan, are you our captain?
Mm-hmm.
He's not the most prolific.
Okay.
Despite the fact that he had a good run in the qualifiers, he still isn't that player who banks in goals for fun. Case in point, he's warming the bench for his club side because consistently he's not able to score goals for them.
Mm-hmm.
This is SportyFM,
again,
voice of sport.
What form would Jordan be in going into the tournament itself? So, if you have a player out there who is giving you some numbers, you would want to have a look at him. And that's why I want to believe the Austria and Germany friendlies should give the Otto the opportunity to look at other players and see who can do a particular job for him in the team. In that center of midfield, Thomas Partey not getting a lot of playing time at his club side. Again, Partey comes into this team with his reputation.
Mm-hmm.
What we know him for, the capabilities that we have in our mind. I mean, we know what he did at Arsenal. Yeah. We know what he did at Atletico. So we all look at Thomas Partey and say, well, this is the player. We know what he can do. We know what he's done in the past, and so why not? But you look at that team in almost every aspect, apart from goalkeeping, where we feel that, well, the names that are there will be the names that will finally finish on the three-man list. Apart from that, even in defense, centre back, Salisu goes out, you don't know who's coming in. Jiku, this year's plays in Russia. There's talk about Jerome Opoku, Pepra is injured. Mm-hmm. There's the young man, Jonas Ajete, who just joined Wolfsburg.
Yeah.
A lot of players have to be thrown into that mix. So, again, you cannot confidently say, this is the Black Star starting 11. These are the players who are in form and can go out there and deliver. And that's what I'm saying. Otto would have to look at his options again and look at where he would have to do additions. He would have to bring in additions. Again, you would look at the mentality of the players. How hungry are they? Do they need a push? Who gives them that push? All of that would have to happen on the pitch.
Yeah.
You need players cast in that mode who can rally a team, who can push a team. I don't know if Jordan has it when it comes to being able to rally the team to move on. Later we see captains, we see the roles they play. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the team is not set. The team is not set. And you can't say, Otto will look at the players he has today and say he can confidently settle on a 26 without introducing new players that he's watched over the last few months.
Okay.
I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would want to change things up a bit.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see how things go. Conversations around the Black Stars will not stop until Otto names his final squad. Okay? Until Otto names his final 26 for the World Cup. But let me ask listeners. You can send me a WhatsApp message 054-257-1061. Which part of the Black Stars team do you think needs the most work? Which part of the Black Stars team do you think needs the most work ahead of the World Cup? Send me a WhatsApp message 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. A little later we'll open the phone lines. But for now, I just want you to send me a message. Let me know which area of the Black Stars you think needs the most work. Which area of the team do you think Otuado must really work on ahead of the World Cup? Send me a message 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Minutes after it. Okay, so let me open the phone lines. I think that's a good idea. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. So two questions. One, let me know what you made of the Champions League last night. Maybe you want to give us a prediction ahead of tonight. Wonderful. And then I want you to tell me which area or areas of the Black Stars do you think need the most work ahead of the World Cup in the middle of the year. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Which area of the Black Stars do you think needs the most work ahead of the World Cup? And let me know what you made of the Champions League last night. Barca fans, are you happy? Newcastle fans, are you happy? Bayern Munich fans, if there are any, are you happy? The investors, did you get your money's worth last night in terms of the Champions League? Let me know. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Let me take this call. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, Abu Mohammed of Japan.
Yes, Abu Mohammed, please go ahead.
Yeah, it's a striking, the forward.
Okay.
Yeah, that is where I want work to be done, because scoring goals has become problematic.
Okay.
So that's where I want the coach to work on.
Okay. So you think the striking department needs the most work?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, the most work. Okay, all right. Thank you. I like that. Interesting thoughts. Goal scoring. Well, Ray, goal scoring needs a lot of work. Let me take this caller.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and why are you? Yeah.
This is Nana Mataiko.
Okay, please go ahead.
Let me start with the Champions League. I'm a Liverpool fan. You see, for some time now, I don't know. I think I'm even numb to this Liverpool football. I don't know what the issue is. I'm not even eager to go and watch Liverpool games. The football is terrible. The players, they are trying some tricks on the field and all that. They are not that aggressive. Charlie, yesterday, I don't know, later, did you watch the Liverpool game?
No, I couldn't. I was handling some one or two matters. But what's up?
It's sad. I'm sad. I think it's now, and it's not should be sad.
Oh,
I think it should be sad. It should just go. Yes.
You're saying
No,
slot?
it's bad. It's bad. Yes, it's bad. Coming to the Black Stars, Nathan. I want to ask Raymond this question. Do we have any player who is Ghanaian, like is a Ghanaian around, who we think can improve this team significantly? Do we have any player like? No, I'm just asking. I want to know. Maybe we have, because I know you people do a lot of research. So maybe we have some Ghanaian players somewhere
who can improve which area? Or that's why I was asking which area you think needs.
Let's just say even the center forward. I think we have issues with goal scorer, right?
Okay.
Do we have any center forward who come in and be scoring goals like what Asamoah was doing for us?
Well,
as at now.
The most informed Ghanaian forward anywhere is Antoine Semenyo.
And he's with the squad.
Yes, he's
not even performing with the Black Stars, but with the club. So maybe we need to look at how we utilize him in the team. Probably we just see, even looking at what Man City does, we can just learn one or two from them and then know how to deploy them. So because yesterday, I'm asking this question because yesterday I made a statement about the Black Stars, but I think it was about Croatia, and I said that the Croatian team, we are not going there to beat them. You understand? We just need to strategize and find out. We can draw with Croatia, we can draw with England and still qualify. Isn't it? It's how you don't have to beat everybody to qualify. But as we are speaking now, so I think Raymond made a suggestion that I think he made a point that in 2006 we had a better squad. 2010 we had a better squad. So we all know we had a better team. Nobody is going to deny that fact later. We had a better team. But currently, this is what we have. To me, the only solution for us now is to find out how we are going to qualify to the next stage. Because there's nobody coming in to help us. That's why I'm asking if you have any other player. Because if I look around, even this Nketiah and this player that we are calling for, they are not even starting for their class. Nketiah is he playing for Crystal Palace? He's always on the bench, and I don't even know the number of goals he has scored. So it's not like Nketiah will come and join this team and will improve us significantly. So the only option for us is with what we have now. Let's try and then, now in the 20 matches that we have, try to strategize and find the solutions, try to move and look at how we are going to beat some of these things Panama for sure, they want to beat us. But the best bet is for us to also beat them. You understand? So how do we look at how we get a point from England, get a point from Croatia, whatever. And then it's not bad because for now, Nathan, like what you're asking, I mean, I don't see any player who is a Ghanaian who is coming to improve us unless we look at our team, strategize the teamwork, and then that will help us. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. Give me a call. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, I do.
Yes, I'm okay.
Hey, Emmanuel.
Yes, Emmanuel. Yes, where are you
Nathan.
calling us from?
Nathan.
Yep.
You know something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. English teams have been on top of Spanish teams for some 2 to 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But only Spurs. Only Tottenham would disgrace England. What kind of football was that? Actually, this Spurs team, I want them to go to relegation.
You want Spurs to go?
But how they are disgracing England? Charlie, it's too bad, though. Please, Spanish teams as the English team have been beating Spanish team left, right, center. Only Spurs, say no, I will destroy that record. We've gone to more than 20 matches unbeaten against Spanish clubs. Yesterday, if you are watching the Spurs game, Charlie, mistakes upon mistake. Charlie, yesterday, first half of the change goalkeeper. That's how the change goalkeeper. See, to guy. It's even confused more than the players on the field. That to guy, you do not sack him. You will take the team to the relegation. So see, that guy, he has nothing better to offer to Spurs. Because you are watching the game, and you know if you see this system is playing. The one they used to charge Thomas Fan, they should leave him even over there. He will even do a better job than Tito. Because this guy, I don't know what he's doing though. I don't know what he's doing. I fear for Seji Manuchu and his they were saying, no, Tali, what Spurs are doing right now, Tali, me, I don't understand.
Okay.
And for the Blasters, see, you are talking about the positions we need to strengthen. Even the person, if the person that is leading the team to work up, we need to strengthen that place. The person that you are even taking to work up is a suspect. How much more the player you are taking? See, we our 2 and 3, our fullbacks.
Mm-hmm.
We have a serious problem over there. But the question is, do we have any better players than those we have there? Anything.
Mm-hmm.
SportyFM.
See, what we have there, that's what we are thinking. There's no any Ghana players on any planet that we are going to take, apart from the players that we are going with.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we talk, if that players know we go take, if that players know that we are going to put the work up with.
Okay.
See, we have many places that we need to strengthen this team. Mm-hmm. And the question is, do we have any players anywhere that are going to improve this team? That's the problem.
Okay.
That's the problem.
So the problem is that we don't have quality elsewhere to even bring in, right?
Paletta, scroll through the world and see where Ghana players are.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me which are the fullbacks, apart from Gideon Mensah, how do you call it? This guy. Gideon Mensah and the coup.
Uh-huh.
Do you have any fullbacks anywhere that they are traveling? They are traveling.
Well, I don't know. I think that's why, that's why you have the head coach. He's supposed to find out who is playing.
The head coach, you have problem. Even the head coach. Even the head coach is a problem.
Uh-huh.
See, what Jordan said there. See, he's very, very right. He's very, very right. See, we don't care if the interview was done 5 years ago. I don't care. The question is, that's the fact. The only place that I think we can change, and maybe we have some good options. Is the goalkeeping sport.
Mm-hmm.
After that one year, we have a goalkeeper who is active in Europe day in day out. Even if he's considered good guy, he's facing better players, facing better strikers. See, half of folk, I've done 20 clean. Where are they on the team? Master, you play 25 matches. You've done 20 clean sheets. You have to be on top of the league. Now look at the football they are playing. Look at the ball they are playing.
Okay, but how is that? For example, okay, so they are not on top of the league. How is that a goalkeeper's problem?
But the goalkeeper not part of the team.
And so, but does he score the goals? His job is to prevent.
Goalkeeper they assist too.
Okay, but how often does it happen?
Oh, matter. See, the fact that will not help it.
You see, every day we go back and I always ask people this, and nobody has been able to give me an answer. What at all is the problem with Benjamin Asare? The other day I asked the question, nobody could answer. Is it because he plays in the Ghana Premier League? Is that what the problem is?
Listen, what's the position he chooses in this Ghana Premier League?
What is what?
I said, what team does he face in the Premier League?
But how? Okay, so of what consequence really is that? We are speaking as if our national team is made up of players who are playing like in the best leagues. Not everybody who plays in our national team plays in the best league, right?
I understand you.
Hey.
I understand you. But look at the position. Look at the position. Is playing the Ghana Premier League.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So are you saying that? Wait, are you saying that the Black Star selectors who watched all the goalkeepers and decided to choose Benasari as number one, are you saying that they made a mistake?
Oh, Benasari, they know. See, if you are playing qualified in the African terrain, that one I will not argue with them. But as far as you are going to play a World Cup tournament, you need to upgrade the goalkeeper spot.
No problem. That is why the friendly games are there. We'll play 5 before the World Cup. Let's see who is.
Friendly matches are different from tournament matches.
So Emmanuel, between now and the World Cup, you don't have any match except friendly matches. So that is what a decision will be made on. Do you get my point?
We understand you.
So if we say that friendly matches, so how should they judge who should be Black Stars number one?
But what you do at your class will matter.
So Benasari, is he not keeping clean sheets?
Matter.
You know, Emmanuel, let me take other callers. This back and forth.
In what league? In what league? Look at the play. Look at the strike.
And I'm saying that you see, Emmanuel. The point is, listen. You are saying that in what league? The Black Stars did a call-up. We had 3 goalkeepers that day. They all went to trade. And the people chose Benasari to be number one. So I'm still struggling to understand what exactly the point is.
See, you can play in qualified. The last time I said it. You can play in qualified. That doesn't guarantee you to start in the tournament.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So between now and the World Cup, how should the national team selectors determine who should be number one?
But wait, your performance in the class and your activeness in the class also matter.
And is Benasari not active?
It's active, but it's active. But activity also not active.
Okay, again, that decision will not fall to you and me. It will fall to Winfred Schaefer, Otoado, Fatao, Dauda.
When we get to the World Cup, we need an experienced goalkeeper.
No problem, Emmanuel. I'm saying that
out of Ghana.
You see that experience will be determined by the 5 friendly games we'll play. Not so. Yeah. There are friendly matches, and those friendly matches will decide who becomes Black Stars number one.
So how sure are we that our side will start this friendly match?
I do not know. I'm not the coach, and I can't predict the future.
Let's wait and watch. Our coach said we have a problem with the coach.
No problem. As for him, he's going nowhere. He's still around.
I know he's going nowhere. I know he's going nowhere.
No problem. Let me bring in.
I know he's going nowhere.
Let me bring in other callers. 824. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Give me a call. This is the Sporty Breakfast. I want to know what you made of the Champions League games from last night. And I also want you to tell me which areas of the Black Stars you think need improvement, right? Which areas need improvement or which area needs improvement? Let me know. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. I think there was a WhatsApp message I wanted to read earlier, so maybe we can go to that message. We can go to that message. But in the meantime, you can give me a call 054-257-1061, or you can send me a WhatsApp message 054-257-1061. Which area or areas of the Black Stars do you think needs to improve? All right, Kweku from Bournemouth says the entire team needs to improve with the level of support given to Otto. He should be able to make significant progress with the squad. We should see better link-up play, especially with Semenyo leading the attack. If he's provided with the right service, he will deliver. Which players are going to supply him with the decisive pass? To whom much is given, much is expected. The responsibility lies with the coaching staff, not as the listeners. With a number of assistant coaches on the bench, they should be able to add some spark and bring renewed energy to the Black Stars. Kweku from Bournemouth sent that. Kweku, thank you so much for your message. Yeah, I don't know. This entire Benjamin Asari thing is really, I find it really fascinating. I find it really fascinating. Because on one hand, it's very weird though. Because a few months ago, Ghanaians were on Lawrence Atizigi's neck that he wasn't good enough for the Black Stars. Ray, a few months ago, lots of people were on Atizigi's neck.
Yeah.
That he wasn't a reliable goalkeeper and blah, 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 blah. And then the Black Star selectors make a change. And then they say, no. We don't like the new goalkeeper. I mean, some people say that the quality of shots he faces in the Ghana Premier League is too low to make a decision. That's fair point. The numbers are true. That the Ghana Premier League, you can tell that there's something very wrong somewhere. Mm-hmm. That is fine. So that is okay.
Yeah.
But then the national team selectors must have watched this gentleman, right?
Yeah.
They went into training and all of that. And then they decided that, you know what, let's put this guy between the sticks. So Asari handled part of the qualifying assignment. Okay, no problem. So he did that. Now, the people are saying that don't put him in the sticks or between the sticks in the World Cup, and that you need a goalkeeper with experience. So I'm asking, like, what kind of experience?
So, Nathan, are you done with the calls?
I'm expecting a few more, but you can speak. 054-257-1061. We'll talk about the Champions League in a bit, but you can equally send in your call. 054-257-1061. You can also call the other number 030-279-4805, or you can send us a WhatsApp message as well. Ray, you wanted to say something.
So when you go to the Swiss League, okay?
Yes.
And you rank the top 5 goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Voice of sport.
You talk about Marwin Hitz.
Yeah.
Who's a shortstopper for FC Barcelona. Mm-hmm. Then you again talk about Amer Saipi, mm-hmm. who plays for Lugano. Mm-hmm. And then you talk about Lawrence Atizigi.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
So in the Swiss League, he's talked about as one of the top performers in that position.
Fair.
Again, when you go to the Swiss League, there are lots of interesting players who many believe have quality that is way above the quality you see in the Ghana Premier League.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So in terms of the quality of opposition Ziggy would face week in, week out,
Yeah.
it would be a level or two higher than the level of opposition
Fair point.
Benjamin Asare may face playing as a goalkeeper in the Ghana Premier League.
Fair.
Okay. So maybe based on that, a lot of Ghanaians or some Ghanaians feel that Ziggy hasn't faced, Benjamin Asare hasn't faced some of the best players in the local league, or hasn't faced very tough opposition playing in the qualifiers. Of course, Chad, Madagascar, there was Mali.
Okay,
I don't know what Mali threw at us anyway. But
hello.
Hold on, let me take this caller. Hello,
Nathan.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Clement, calling from Liberia Camp.
All right, please go ahead.
Yes, I've been listening to the argument and some arguments some callers are making. My take on the Black Stars thing is currently our most informed player.
Yeah.
No doubt is Semenyo.
Yes.
And about half of the team is on the injury bed. So, and I believe that we don't have much potentials outside our core. And therefore, people saying that we should beef up the team, we should do that. Fine, but who are you bringing in? That is the question.
Okay.
The last caller was on Benjamin Asare's case, and I believe that Benjamin Asare has proven his point over the period. He has considered the least shots and all that. All these statistics are there to prove that Ben is doing very well. I believe that we can look at Joseph Annan, we can look at Atizigi, we can look at Besi, also in Atsofok. But no doubt, I believe that Ben is doing a very good job. We should give the guy a break and allow him have that confidence when he's in the post. On the Champions League front, I believe that Liverpool is in its wit end now. And no doubt, Anslot doesn't know what he's doing. And they should try and make a decision on him. For Tottenham, the least said the better.
At this point of the season?
Oh, bro. Liverpool not playing the Champions League next season. No. There's no doubt. They are not going to play in the Champions League next season. So, the earlier they take a decision, the better. You have spent over 200 million on strikers, on attackers, ignoring your back that you have an aging Van Dijk who is out of form already. Konate is struggling to cover him up, and you couldn't get a better centre back to pair with Konate, and you are still here. So I believe that for Liverpool, they have a problem. And for Tottenham handlers, I don't know why they went in for Igor Tudor. Somebody who was sacked from Juventus.
The voice of sport.
Somebody who was sacked from Juventus, and you decide to go in for that person because he wasn't performing, and you decide to go in for that person to come and redeem you. It's not working. And I think that the earlier Tudor 2 is sacked, the better. Other than that, Leonardo's team, Tottenham will go to relegation very soon.
Did you have to add that one? Did you have to?
Oh, I know that our former president is an ardent supporter of Spurs, and I don't know what influenced him to support Spurs like that.
Oh, I mean, he grew up. He grew up in the UK. I'm sure that's where the influence.
Okay, that might have influenced. But if he has any advice, he should tell the handlers that Igor Tudor is not for Spurs. Okay. Fine, we can say that they have more than 13 players injured, and yet the standing captains are messing up. Yesterday, Van der Ven was going to receive another red card, if not for some kind of kululu that happened. He should have received another red card. And these are captains. So you can see that the players are even playing against the team, and they are not playing for the coach. So in the tone of Raymond, I'm using Raymond's tone this morning. So I believe that the handlers should try and do something about it before
we see Spurs with their new stadium, wonderful stadium, with brewery and all that going on into the championship. Thank you so very much.
All right. Thank you. Ray, sorry.
Yes. So they'll look at Benjamin Asare and ask opposition faced, quality of players faced.
Yeah.
And the Ghana Premier League, we all know, has issues when it comes to scoring.
Yeah, that is true.
So again, has he really been tested? That would be on the
that's...
Then you bring in Joseph Annan, who also plays for St. Patrick.
Yeah.
Again.
In Ireland.
Yeah. Yes. A lot of people will say, well, the Irish League, which teams are there? Yes, there's Drogheda, there's Bohemians, there's Sligo, there's Cork City. All those teams are in there.
Okay.
But calendar year 2025, interestingly, Joseph Annan kept the most clean sheets in Ireland.
Okay, great.
As many as 18.
18, okay, wonderful. Let me take this one.
We'll continue.
Hello? Oh, when they speak. Hello? Hello? Okay, all right. This person's lying somewhere. Anyway.
Yeah, so
I'm talking about so he had 18 clean sheets. When was this? Last season?
That was last season. They played their season in the year.
In the calendar year. So they played in the year. Okay, no problem. Let me take this caller. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, I'm Clement from Titicaca.
All right, Clement, please go ahead.
I want to say something concerning the Black Stars.
Yes. We are asking which areas need improvement.
The Black Stars are laterals. The laterals, Ali Bisiedu and Gideon Mensah, when they are not there, I don't think we have any replacement for them. Okay. And even going out there to get their replacement is very, very difficult. We don't have the quality out there. So with the ones we have, I think when Baba Rahman comes in, I'll be very happy. But it's up to him. After what we did to him, I don't think he'll be back. But concerning Benjamin Asare, one thing I like about that goalkeeper, though I don't watch the Ghana Premier League, is how he commands the back line. That's one thing I've noticed about him. Though we are saying that he has not faced that quality from out there as outside the Premier League, but when during our qualification, how he was able to command the back line, that's one thing I like about the goalkeeper. And we should leave everything to the coach and the staff. People are talking too much. They're talking too much. He hasn't gone out there to do anything wrong. Just let's give him the chance. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Clement. Ray.
Yes. So Joseph Annan also throws himself in there as a goalkeeper with a huge reputation in Ireland. Again, if you are ranking the leagues in Europe, or if you are ranking leagues all over the world, will the Irish League come before the Ghana Premier League?
Maybe. It's likely.
Good.
Yes.
So again, the level of competition, the quality of players, the quality of shots faced, quality of opposition faced, would again determine whether Annan is ahead of Benjamin Asare or not. All those numbers will come to play.
Okay.
But then when it comes to real ability, from what we've seen all of them do, the man who has had the most opportunities certainly will be Benjamin Asare.
Okay, let me take this caller. I'll pause on that point. Hello?
Hello, Nathan. Very sorry, Wabu again.
Yes.
You see, when you are wearing red spectacles, it is very difficult to see anything good in Benjamin Asare.
Oh, how so?
He is a guy, What I'm saying is, if you are wearing a red spectacles, it's very difficult to see good things in Benjamin Asare.
But who's wearing red spectacles? I'm trying to understand this one.
SportyFM.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Those wearing red spectacles, they are not seeing good in Benjamin Asare. He is the guy who helped us to qualify to the World Cup, isn't it? What wrong has he done that he's not good, he's not has the experience or whatever? Obviously, before you get whatever experience they are talking about, you have to be tested. And we tested the guy and he qualified to take us to the World Cup. So those wearing that red spectacle, they cannot see good in the guy. I think they have to change the space. Then they will see good in the guy. Do you think you know better than Fatah Dauda or our coach or the handlers of even the goalkeepers who are with the Newcastle, are they complaining? You see, people are speaking out of our instead of this is what happened when we went to Germany 2 weeks. Sami Aje, the former goalkeeper, he knew that if Sami Aje gets into the pool, he will never get to the pool again. And people do the same thing, and here we are. Today we have Benjamin Asari, who has excelled because he has been able to be in the pool. We are going to the World Cup. So what is anybody's problem? You are asking questions and people are not able to give any tangible reason as to why we shouldn't use the Asari. And there's no any reason. It's because of the red spectacles they are wearing. That's the reason.
Okay. All right. Abu Mohammed, thank you. Now we can't prove that though. But anyway, right. Ray, just try and finish up.
I go back onto the lines.
As soon as you start talking,
as soon as I start the line, I want to land properly.
You want to land. So what do I do?
I'm wearing red spectacles.
Don't worry. I know you are not wearing red spectacles.
So there's the argument for Atizigi.
Mm-hmm.
There's the argument for Joseph Annan.
Yes.
Now, during the qualifiers, up until match day 5 and 6, I think Ziggy had started the qualifiers.
The voice of sports.
So when Schaefer and Koke, they looked at all three goalkeepers and said, well, maybe we feel Benjamin Asari should be in post. They put him in post. He delivered. Okay, he delivered for the team. He kept his clean sheets. The team kept winning. And so, thanks to the role he played, we qualified to the World Cup. Now, the question is, we've seen Atizigi play on the local scene. We've seen him play not too difficult opponents.
Ben Asari, you mean, or Atizigi?
Ben Asari, sorry.
Yes.
Ben Asari. We've not seen him play very tough opponents during the qualifiers, apart from Mali, who really never even threw anything at us. So there was Chad, there was Madagascar, there was Comoros, there was Chad again at a point. You know, all those games. You would again look at those teams and say, well, who are some of the top players in that team? Did they really test the Black Stars? Or the Black Stars had a very good ride playing those games, apart from the Mali game? So for a lot of Ghanaians, they would want to see Atizigi on the big stage. Mind you, when Atizigi played against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, he conceded 2 in the Unity Cup.
Yeah.
So that would play on the mind of Ghanaians. The last time we saw him play against a team
Ben Asari,
like,
I don't know why you keep friends as Atizigi.
I mean, the last time we saw Benjamin Asari play against a high-profile team, he conceded. Then we went to Asia.
Yes.
I don't think he was in post the first game against Japan. He wasn't. Was he? Was he in the second?
In one of the games. I can't seem to remember which.
Was it a Korea game? Okay, well, but maybe we saw a bit of him against Korea.
Yes.
We lost that game back, of course. It was looking at the kind of setup we took to that competition. We were not going to win. So we've not really seen Atizigi play against teams that have lots of star quality. Mind you, the moment you talk of star quality, we've not seen Asari play against opponents with star-studded players or, high-profile players. So the moment you mention Benjamin Asari, the Ghana versus England, immediately people start thinking, hey, there's Harry Kane, there's Saka, there's Rogers, there's Oli Watkins, there's Bellingham.
Yeah.
Immediately everybody says, oh, these are the names you possibly come up against. Hey, but who does he play against in the local league? Then the names start coming. Oh, but even in our local league, the strikers are goal shy. All of those thoughts will come into your mind. So the handlers would have to now say, look, Ziggy, Annan, Asari, next 2 games we have ahead of us. We want Benjamin Asari to prove to the Ghanaian, to prove to the entire nation that, look, he has what it takes to take us to the World Cup and be our number 1. So, in this game against Austria and in this game against Germany, we'll come up against some very good players. Musiala is back scoring. We'll see the likes of Vitz, possibly Vogt, Mada and Co. All of them will be in action. We'll see some very good players in that Germany team. Let Benjamin Asari prove his worth in that game, and he silences all the critics. Again, against Austria, we'll see some decent players in that team. Sabitzer and Co.
Yeah.
Asari again does the business, and everybody who has doubt about his ability against A-rated teams would suddenly be convinced that, oh yes, he's not just a good goalkeeper on the local scene, or he wasn't just a good goalkeeper against some of the teams who played in the qualifiers, but indeed, against world-class opposition, he's been able to stand his own and cemented his place as Ghana's number one. So I think that for a lot of people, they just want to see Asari get tested by a different kind of opposition.
Okay.
A different profile of players.
When people say,
and then they'll be convinced.
When people say that they want to see Ben Asari tested, what do they want to see in that test?
So what they want to see is, would he be able to organize his defense well against some of the strikers we know to be very prolific? Would he be able to organize his defense that way? Again, would he be able to bring out his A game in terms of shot stopping ability? Would he be able to hold his own when the shots keep flying from left, right, center, diagonal, the finesse shots and all? Would he be able to hold his own? Can he save the team? Because it won't be entirely down to him alone. The defense would have to do a job. But if the defense fail, that last line of defense at Tizigi or Benjamin Asari, would he be able to save us? That is the question. You know, so many will say, oh, he's done enough to end the sport. Of course, he has. But in his best, in his own interest, and in the best interest of the handlers of the team, they should give him the chance to be in post against some quality opposition, top quality opposition. And I say top quality opposition because, Nathan, we know what he's come up against in recent times. We know the teams he's faced in recent times. The only team I can say came close to giving us a stand test was the Super Eagles. The depleted Super Eagles team that played in the Unity Cup. Yeah. In that test, Asari didn't really cover himself in glory. We didn't talk too much about it because it was a friendly. Obviously, it wasn't the team he was used to playing with. Okay. The defense was a bit makeshift and all. You were at that tournament.
Yeah, it was.
So you wouldn't blame him too much. But now we are getting close to the World Cup. And now a lot of Ghanaians would want to see Benjamin Asari's other side against, in quote, A-rated sides. Because, of course, Croatia is going to be one of those teams. England is going to be one of those teams. Germany would give you a feel of how playing those teams would feel. Austria, there and about. They would also give you a stand test.
Okay.
So if Benjamin Asari is able to prove his worth in those two games, Nathan, the critics go away. The critics go to bed.
Well, I'm not in the minds of the national team select. I agree with you. I agree with the principle that you're stating. That's why the friendlies are there. They will have to decide on who does what. And they have 4 or 5 games to determine who gets into the team, who doesn't. And whatever decision they make, they have to live and die by it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Because you see, Nathan, if this issue is not handled well, and we go to the World Cup, already we know Atizigi has been in post at the World Cup before. In terms of experience, you know what it feels like to be in post. Handling some of these type of games.
Fair point. Let me take this call. Hello.
Hey, Nasa, my guy.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, good morning, bro.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. And you?
Yes, we are fine. Thank you.
Shout out to Raymond, bro.
Yes.
Raymond, today you are not giving big blue. Today you are calm, right?
Yeah. Today I'm calm.
Yeah. Today Raymond is relaxed.
My own Raymond. My big guy too. So Charlie, this 40FM line is very hot. Wow. I was trying to see you, but I couldn't get away because it's very true.
Okay.
You know, I'm a Man City fan.
Hello?
I'm a City fan. We are playing.
Yes.
I'm a Man City fan.
Yes.
Yeah, this is bad.
Okay.
That is bad.
All right.
I'm a Man City. Yeah, we are playing this line. Yeah, we are going to do everything possible to win today. Tonight, it's our win. Yeah, this Madrid fan they know. Then themselves they know.
Okay.
So they are going to take out into your teammates. You hold on the ball. You hold on the ball. They lose the ball. You don't have to play as a player. You don't have to play like that. You see, if you are playing like this, why other people are going to monitor your game, then go and buy, sign you, then see? No, you have to play good game. So I think Ghana Blaster, only player that is doing well right now is our Semenyo. We have Semenyo. There's no other player that is a Ghanaian player that is doing well. So that's why I say we have a lot to do.
Okay.
See, this Benjamin Asari issue. I think Benjamin Asari is not the right man. Is not the right guy for this Ghana Blaster job. I heard you disagree with this guy this morning. What is the name? Emmanuel, right? But Emmanuel is right. I give Emmanuel 100%. Benjamin Asari is not the right man for the job.
Okay, so who is?
Let me ask you. What activity is doing there? Benjamin Asari is not doing it. He is Ghana legal. Ghana legal. The kind of opponent that Benjamin Asari. Let me ask you.
So the question, you see, I don't. It's not like you see. I'm not either for or against. I just want somebody to make a solid argument to tell me why you think Benjamin Asari shouldn't be Black Stars number one. Nobody has been able to make that argument to me. Everybody keeps saying that, he plays in the Ghana Premier League and the league quality is low. The question I ask is that the national, hold on. That is true, but the national team selectors, didn't they know that when they put him in the post as Black Stars number one?
Because they're fixing for the first game, clean sheet. That's why they think that is better than Benjamin Asari. They think that is better than Akiziki. No, but it's not better than Akiziki.
Okay, again, you see, when people say that all the three goalkeepers were called, all of them went into the same training session.
I know very well, bro. I know all that. But what I'm saying is because that day that they facing for that game, that very first game, it's clean sheet. So they think that is better than the others. But it's not like that.
Okay, so okay, you finish.
If you go meet the big boys over there, because you know your level, right? Like, you don't know your level, because you are playing against others, Mali and others.
Okay, yeah, no problem. In the last World Cup, who was our goalkeeper?
I know. That is Akiziki, I know. But the opponent that Akiziki gives me, the kind of players that Akiziki gives me in the World Cup, is it the same players that Benjamin Asari beat?
Okay, so when Akiziki met those opponents, what happened?
He conceded, I know. But also that if Benjamin Asari made those opponents, he will not concede.
But again, so which goalkeeper doesn't concede? If that's the case, then in football we don't need goalkeepers because every goalkeeper concedes.
We know that we don't need it. We don't have a goalkeeper right now. We don't have goalkeeper. But I think he have that experience. He went to World Cup before. He learned out of his mistakes. So he has to be number one. Because he learned out of his mistakes. So he has to be number one for the World Cup.
Do you know that 2022 was Atizigi's first World Cup?
I know.
So why is it that back then? I'm coming. Relax. So why is it that back then we didn't say that was Atizigi's first World Cup? So he didn't have experience.
Who is there? No one is there. He's the one who is there. So he's the one who will be there, right?
He was the only goalkeeper.
He's not the only keeper, but he's our number one goalkeeper at that time. He's our number one goalkeeper at that time. So he's supposed to be there, right? But right now, what I'm saying is, he had that experience. He went to the World Cup before. He has to learn out of his mistakes. So you have to fit in there. To do the work. This Benjamin Asari cannot do the work. He cannot do the work, bro. You have to understand.
It's not a matter for me to understand. You get it. Like I said, I'm neither here nor there.
No, I know. Not you alone. I'm not telling you.
Yeah, no problem. That's okay.
I hear other colleagues are calling, disagree with the Manuela. That's why I call. You understand? That's why I said you have to be clear to it that he's not the right man for the job. You can't do it.
Again, the decision doesn't fall to me or you. The decision falls to Otoado, Fatah Odauda, and all the Black Stars coaches. They will make that decision.
They have to do it quickly because we need to go far. We have to go far for this World Cup. Thank you, bro.
Oh, man.
A lot of it is down to perception.
I think so.
And
I just think it's a lot of
Nathan,
perception.
I don't fault those thinking that way. They have a point. Okay.
Based on what?
No, based on a lot of the things I've said. Okay. They have a point. So, of course, if I pluck a player from the Ghana Premier League, who's possibly scored 9 goals?
You hold on. Let me take this caller. Okay, this will be the final caller. Then we can proceed and talk about Champions League. Hello? 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 Okay, all right. We'll put a lid on the calls for now. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. You can send us a WhatsApp message, 054-257-1061. Ray, make your point.
Nathan.
Hold on. The caller is on. Okay, I think the person is on. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Kwao.
Yes, good morning.
Before I go to...
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, I'm Nana calling from Oyaefa.
All right, please go ahead.
I hope Mr. Raymond is there.
Raymond is here.
Please, I just want to ask him a simple question. You see, last time you were talking about the day are you this, I wanted to call, but I tried. I didn't get opportunity. I just want to ask him whether the argument he was making for are you, was it like if in a kumemanano or diagro?
Which one was this?
Because sometimes Raymond can be actually, I don't want to use it's friendly, but he was making arguments that we should add the day are you, and I was asking that whether was it.
Relax. He has said that on a number of occasions, and he has said different things. So which specific day are you talking about? Because there are days when he comes here and he's just joking and cracking jokes that we should take the day.
That's why I wanted to he said we should add him to for experience wise, and I was asking whether he was really. And
I'm saying that on which day? Because for example, Monday morning when we came, he said we won't survive without Andre Ayew's head in the World Cup. That's what I wanted to. Monday morning he was just. You should have seen. You should have seen the look on his face when he was saying that.
Okay, then that's fine. Okay, so to come to today's issue, I think that you just asked a simple question, like Benjamin Asare. You like the guy is trying. So I think that if you look at our setup from goalkeeping to the attacking, we have problem. So I think that we should rather help him to get to where we want to get to. Because if we said we shouldn't allow Benjamin Asare, the next goalkeeper, is it better than Benjamin Asare? Is it Benjamin Asare better than Akizigi? You get it. So I think that Ghanaians, a lot of people are saying that because he's a local player. I listened to a couple of stations, but if you look at the way they are talking down on the local player, Benjamin Asare, England have Hurricane days. So does Hurricane always score goals when he plays soccer game? Do you get it? So I think that we should be confident that Benjamin Asare will do the work for us. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. I think we'll put a pause on the calls. Ray, make your point and then we bring Michael in and then we can talk.
So, you see, Nathan, the last time we went to the World Cup, there was a certain local player who seemed to be getting a lot of attention. He was dominating the headlines week in, week out. He wasn't too prolific, but we made a case for him. We took him to the World Cup. Barnier.
Yes, Free Barnier.
The only time we saw Barnier give us a glimpse of quality was in a friendly against Switzerland.
Yeah.
At the tournament,
Barnier didn't play at all.
Yeah, he didn't play at all. Okay. Because at that level, it was almost as if there was quite a gap between what was present in the squad and he himself.
Fair point.
We could bring that back to the goalkeeping case and say, okay, yes, Benjamin Asare, yes, he's good on the local scene. Yeah, he's played the qualifiers. He's gotten us there. Yes, he's done all that. But when he's tested against the big boys, can he take it? Can he carry this team? That's what everybody wants to see. So for me, I don't think it's a matter of him not being good. He's good, of course. If he's not a good goalkeeper, he can't manage hearts of folk. He can't be in the post for hearts. He cannot be Black Stars number 1 as at now. But maybe people are not putting their case right. It's not about the fact that he can't go to the World Cup and perform. Or it's not a matter of Benjamin Asare not being a good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
It's not he's a bad goalkeeper. He should just get tested against some of the big boys. If he's able to do what we know him to do best, it's a very simple matter. You remember when we were playing the qualifiers for the World Cup in 2006? When we went to South Africa to beat them, remember the goalkeeper was imposed? Oh, good. When we were going to the World Cup,
the voice of
why didn't we make an argument for O to be imposed? You remember? No, I remember. Because even when we were playing the qualifiers, Immortal, remember, correct me if I'm wrong. There was no Kingston in the qualifiers. It was O Sammy AJ.
Yeah.
Good. In one of our most crucial games, it was O imposed. But we didn't even make an argument for O to be imposed at the World Cup.
Okay.
It was always going to be Sammy AJ. Even Sammy AJ, we found a way to put him aside for then. He was playing in Turkey.
Yeah. He was playing in Turkey at the time.
Yeah, he was playing for Kingston to come and man the post because we felt, Kingston has a lot of experience, Kingston this, Kingston that, and we found a way to take the job away from Sammy AJ.
Yeah.
But then Sammy AJ was even playing in Europe. He was playing for
He was in
Ashdod
Israel,
then.
yeah.
He was playing for Ashdod then.
Yeah.
So, you see, a lot of things have happened around that role. And for people to be confident enough to say, well, Asare should be our number one and start at the World Cup and play all our games.
Yeah.
They would want to see something. The technical handlers themselves, I'm sure they would want to see the other side of Benjamin Asare against some top quality players. They would want to see that themselves.
That's true.
Ghanaians would also want to see that. And that's what I'm saying. Once Benjamin Asare goes into those games and delivers super performances, even if the Black Stars lose by 3 or 4 goals, and Benjamin Asare is still that goalkeeper who proves on the day
let me tell you
he's still the man of the match despite losing.
Ray,
I mean, why not?
let me tell you what. If the Black Stars should lose any of the friendlies,
Yes.
by 3 or 4 or whatever, Benjamin Asare is going to get slaughtered.
No,
even if he performs well.
No, I think that
he's going to get absolutely slaughtered.
No, Nathan, if he performs well,
Yeah.
and when I say performs well, you understand what I'm saying. There are games that you lose, and they still tell you the goalkeeper was the man of the match. You get it. So if he performs well in that regard, why not? I think Ghanaians will now say, "Oh wow, we were looking forward to seeing Asare do this, and he's done it."
Do you want my candid opinion?
Tell me.
I don't think so. I think a lot of what is being said is a lot of perception. You understand?
Yeah. Sure.
I personally think that a lot of, when you listen to a lot of the, again, nobody has been able to convince me. And a lot of the arguments people have made is all perception. It is all perception.
Yes.
So even if Asare excels technically in a game and concedes 2 or 3, the perception is that he is a Ghana Premier League goalkeeper and he will get absolutely slaughtered for that. That is why that's why I was telling I was telling somebody that.
But Nathan,
I was telling somebody that I'm coming.
Would you fault them for having that perception?
You see, I don't fault. You see, you can make the numbers on XG and whatever. That is true.
But facts.
But you see,
fact remains the Ghana Premier League is not up there.
No problem. But the point is that the national team players will be chosen based on output in a training session.
Sure.
Do you understand?
Sure.
Output in a training session. So, again, it's not like he was sleeping in the house and then they called him to be Black Stars number 1. The same Atizigi many people are advocating for today was in that same call-up. 3 goalkeepers auditioned in front of Schaefer, Fatah Dauda, Ottowado, and the rest of the coaching team. And they decided that of the 3, it was Ben Asare they were going to take. So clearly they must have seen something. That's the point I want to get to. Sure. Nobody throws a goalkeeper into the sticks or in between the sticks without seeing something. You understand?
Sure.
So maybe I think what would have solved the situation, and somebody says this is impossible, was maybe when they made that decision, maybe Ottowado and the goalkeeping staff could have explained to everybody why Asare gets ahead of Atizigi. Asare gets ahead of Atizigi because of certain matrices. He's calm, he can lead, he organizes better, blah, 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 blah. Out of 10 matrices, he takes 7. Atizigi takes 5. And I think that would have settled everything so people know why it is Asare and not Atizigi. In any case, we have 4.5 or 5 friendlies to play. Yeah. Everybody will still audition. Yes. And whoever becomes Black Stars #1 will support that person. The only point I make is that, as I said, when you listen to a lot of the argument, 95% of it is all perception. That if you are a goalkeeper in the Ghana Premier League, there is no way you are going to survive in the World Cup. My question to everybody is, which goalkeeper goes to the World Cup and comes out unscathed? No goalkeeper goes to a 7-game tournament and you will not concede. You will concede. So if it is about going to concede, then no goalkeeper should ever win any awards.
So, Nathan, how this perception will be cured? How this doubt
you finish and let me bring Michael Asare.
How this doubt around Benjamin Asare can be dealt with, fully eradicated, would be for Benjamin Asare to play in that Austria test. Play in that Germany.
It is true.
He excels. And everybody believes that he can do it at that level.
But I'm telling you that even when you put him in those tests, right? Yeah. Assuming he makes 10 saves and Ghana loses 3-0 to Germany, the story will never be about the 10 saves he made. The story will always be that against a better team, he conceded. I'm telling you that.
Well, it will depend on how the goals were conceded to. Because if he concedes 3 penalties, I'm not sure anybody's going to be a bad goalkeeper.
And I'm telling you that. You just mark it and watch. And I'm telling you, a lot of it is narrative and perception.
Because I remember when Brazil beat us in the World Cup. We still said Kingston was a very good goalkeeper. He was a saving grace in that game.
I'm telling you that the narrative will not be the same for Ben Asare. You mark it and just observe. Let's bring Michael in. Michael, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, boss. I'm good.
We are fine. We are just having an interesting chit chat here. 6 minutes after 9. Listeners, you can still send in your comments. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Michael, I'm sure you have 1 or 2 thoughts on what we are discussing before we get into the Champions League. Last night was a goal fest. I don't know if investors enjoyed themselves, but we'll get into that in a second. I'm sure you have your own thoughts on what we are discussing, right?
It's simple. Raymond, good morning. I hope you are well.
Morning, Michael. You haven't delivered my attire, but it's fine.
What attire? Come to Abu Abu, you get more. But on a more serious note, I wasn't. Ghana's #1 is Benjamin Asare, but it is not cast in stone that when the World Cup comes, he has to be the starting goalkeeper.
Yes, true.
As it stands, even if you ask Otuado and then the coaching staff, they don't know who will start Ghana's first game. All the goalkeepers will be called up. All the goalkeepers will make the final squad. They will need to justify why they should be in the goalpost. So the conversation about Benjamin Asare and as to whether he should start in the World Cup for us, I think it is even a bit premature. But it has become as it is because, as you rightly mentioned, there is a certain perception in the minds of Ghanaians, many Ghanaians, that the fact that he plays in the Ghana Premier League means he is not qualified enough to even be where he is at this point in time. I mentioned earlier that he's Ghana's #1 choice. He's Ghana's #1 because he justified why he should be. And that was during the qualification phase. A lot of questions was asked as to why he should be there. And he kept proving himself game after game. And he went through a very successful qualification campaign. If you want to assess his performance and everything that he did, I know the first thing anybody mentions is the number of clean sheets he kept, but it wasn't just about that. If you properly assess the videos of all the games that we played during the World Cup qualification that had Benjamin Asare in the goalpost, then you will know he brought more to the team than just a clean sheet. Then after the World Cup qualification, many said we did not face credible opponents. And so going to the Kirin Cup, he would be in the goalpost in the matches we'll play against Japan and then South Korea. He could not make the first game, but he kept the post in the second game. And then we also saw his performance, even going to the extent of saving a penalty. Still, people are hell-bent on trying to find ways to discredit him for how he has fared so far in the post for the national team. And I think that it then goes beyond just Benjamin Asare. It's just a certain one, perception, two, a certain dislike. I don't think many people like him. And I don't think and I think the dislike stems from the fact that he's a local goalkeeper. And just as we have tried many times to discredit players from where they play and then see them as not fit enough, it is the same thing that Benjamin Asare is suffering from. And that is the main thing I would say, because I don't see why we should be discussing Benjamin Asare needs to perform against Austria and Germany before he is made to start in the World Cup for us, because he can play against Austria, he can play against Germany, put up a very good performance. But again, the World Cup is still very far. We are in March. The World Cup starts in June. April, May is enough a time for a goalkeeper to lose form, for any footballer to lose form. So he can go and perform in the 2 friendly matches, and he will still lose his form and will not be in the position to even be considered for a Black Stars call-up. Injuries can occur.
Yeah.
So I think the whole discussion about he needs to perform, I don't get where it's coming from. The fact that you are part of the Black Stars squad, whether you are a starting player or you start off the bench, the point that the moment you are called to play, you need to perform. Even Jordan Ayew, he's a captain of the team,
but he has to perform.
That is exactly the point.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it has to be strictly a Benjamin Asare criteria that he has to perform before we consider that he's Ghana's number one. Every player that wears a national jersey needs to perform to justify why they were called up. No player has his position cemented.
True.
Or concretized. Nothing like that exists. So Asare does not need to prove that he needs to be our starting goalkeeper against Austria and Germany, because it is still a long way to go. And as I mentioned, factors that could affect his performance or even affect his selection will still prevail. Injuries will likely happen. Loss of form will likely happen. Anything is possible, and this is association football. So let us calm down a bit. Let us stop trying to find ways and means to scrutinize every little thing that Benjamin Asare does. So far, it's so good, and we only pray that it continues. Does he need to prove himself to anybody? No. He needn't prove himself to anybody. He just needs to show up and do his job. And he will go through training sessions. He will be assessed. It is not like somebody else, someone somewhere in the Black Stars technical team has already penciled that, oh, Benjamin Asare is going to start. And so by hook or crook, then definitely he has to start. Nothing like that exists. If he's called up to keep the post against Germany, he needs to perform. If he's called up to keep the post against Austria, he needs to perform. But that is not what will qualify him as Ghana's starting goalkeeper at the World Cup. A lot will change. And Raymond rightly mentioned it. Prior to the 2006 World Cup, our starting goalkeeper was not Richard Kingston. Throughout the qualification phase, we tried like 3 different goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Kingston himself was part. Then there was Jojo, and then there was Sami Eje. When we went to the AFCON 2006, before the World Cup, again, the starting goalkeeper was Sami Eje, but he did not crown himself in a lot of glory. And when we were eliminated from the competition, it opened up the conversation that then we need to look at our goalkeeping department. So prior to the World Cup, we played a series of friendly games. And then it positioned us in a way where we saw that, okay, if we are going with Richard Kingston, then it would help us based on A, B, and C. It wasn't because of where Richard Kingston was playing, because at that point in time, Sami Eje was not a local goalkeeper. He was playing for Ashdod FC. And Richard Kingston, who then had even converted to Islam, his name was, I think, Farouk Gusoy. He was playing in the lower tier in Turkey. But he demonstrated that he is capable. That was during the friendly games that we played. And then the technical handlers selected him. Their choice eventually paid off. It's the same here. When it gets to the stage where we are playing the last series of friendlies and a goalkeeper comes in and impresses, it could even not be Atizigi, it could even not be Benjamin Asare. Who knows that a new goalkeeper will just come into the mix, will perform, and then that will be better than what we have seen from Artizigi and Asare. And then we get a new goalkeeper for the World Cup. As it stands now, as I said, no player, whether outfield or a goalkeeper, has demonstrated that by hook or crook, when we are playing our first game at the World Cup, that person should start outright, because anything can happen at any point in time. So please, cut Benjamin Asare some slack and just allow the man the peace, that tranquil, to prepare himself for the task that needs to happen. I think oftentimes we create issues when there is none, and this is a clear case. Asare does not need to justify anything to anybody. He should just do what he's doing and do his best anytime he's given the opportunity. That is it. End of story.
All right, let's talk about the UEFA Champions League from last night. Last night was crazy. Last night was crazy stuff in terms of the UEFA Champions League. Michael, did you imagine that there would be how many goals? 17, I think. 17 across 4 games. Nobody thought that was going to happen. Some of the score lines from last night are extremely wild stuff, right? I just your thoughts on the score lines first, and then we can pick out any of the games that you want to talk about.
Surprisingly, the games that are expected to deliver more goals turned out differently. Galatasaray, Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think we spoke earlier, and I said I was so much confident that there were going to be goals, multiple goals in that game, and then Liverpool were going to score as well. And then Barcelona, Newcastle. It had over 2.5 written all over it that Newcastle will score, Barcelona will score multiple goals, but it turned out differently. And then in the Atletico Madrid Tottenham game, that produced 7. And then in the Bayern game away at Atlanta, it's also produced 7. I think it was weird to see such scorelines, but this is the Champions League, and it offers the opportunity for scorelines like that. So I think basically that it was what it is. But you see, Bayern Munich and how they deal with opponents, especially when they are better than you, they have a special way of proving it. And that was what we saw in the Atlanta game. And then Tottenham and their calculation, definitely. I think it was one of the worst nights an English team can suffer in the UEFA Champions. So interesting scorelines.
Let's you mentioned a Galatasaray one. Let's start off from there. That was the very first game of the day. Mario Lemina's 7th minute goal was the difference. Galatasaray scored early in the game. Liverpool tried and tried and tried. They couldn't come back. Ultimately, Galatasaray got the advantage from the first leg. What did you make of that result?
I think it was a spirited performance from Galatasaray, and they deserved even more than just the goal they scored. To date, I am still bemused as to how their second goal was disallowed, because apparently the player who was making the run stopped. So I don't see how he impacted play and how he kind of affected Liverpool's reaction towards that action. But the referees know what they are doing, so you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. But I think the kind of football Galatasaray played matched the energy their fans delivered at the stadium. When we spoke during the preview, I mentioned that there was one thing that was guaranteed. The fans were going to make the stadium a very charged one that will spur on their team, and one that will be intimidating for the opponent. And we saw that anytime Liverpool were on the ball, what has become the usual jeering at the opponent happened. And anytime Galatasaray had the ball, every fan cheered them on and encouraged them to do what they had to do. And I think it made the atmosphere very conducive for Galatasaray to play. But that aside, I also mentioned that one area Galatasaray could actually exploit against this Liverpool team was at the back. Forced mistakes from the Liverpool defenders, and then especially their goalkeeper, Georgi Mamadashvili. But it wasn't him. I think he even was a savior for Liverpool on countless occasions in the game. It was about Ibrahima Konate. If this season will be properly assessed, and we would have to classify Konate as a world-class defender or not, I think he will not pass. This has been one of the worst seasons he will ever have in his professional career. A very shambolic performance throughout. Yesterday was no exception. He didn't really crown himself in glory. He made very poor decisions. He was a player shorn of confidence, and that was not the typical Konate that I have seen in the last 2-3 seasons at Liverpool. It was very bad, very, very bad. But he was not an outlier. I don't think Liverpool played above themselves. They did not deliver a performance that matched the kind of quality that they possess in their fold. And from everybody, maybe Georgi Mamardashvili, he conceded, yes, but I think he was Liverpool's best player on the field. Any other player did not really prove that he deserved to be in a Liverpool shirt. Hugo Ekitike, Mo Salah, ran through the middle, Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai. Every single Liverpool player, bar Georgi Mamardashvili, had a very average performance. It was subpar, and it wasn't the best. But Galatasaray capitalized on it, and they made it count the most. And I think Osimhen's performance deserved a goal involvement, and he got the assist for Mario Lemina, and he also deserved the goal. But unfortunately, the goal that he scored was disallowed. And I think this definitely is a deserving result for Galatasaray. And it goes on to speak of their home dominance in the competition. Unbeaten in their last 11 if you add this result. But what does it mean going forward? I think, yes, it gives them the advantage, but it's a slim margin. And going to Anfield is a different ball game altogether. Liverpool will also have the advantage of their home fans backing them. And then they will also count on Galatasaray's not so efficient levels when they play away from home. And I think despite Liverpool losing, they still have the advantage. But one general assessment I want to make is that no matter what happens to Liverpool this season, Arne Slot should not continue as their coach next season. He shouldn't. Everything that is happening clearly points towards the fact that he's not the right guy to lead them to where they want to get to. So after this season, even if he wins the Champions League, Liverpool should part company with him. And I don't even think he can win the Champions League.
Wow. You're calling time on Klopp's, Slot's era at Liverpool. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I completely understand the argument. Some of the callers who, earlier were saying that they didn't think that he should continue. Anyway, Liverpool, let's see how they respond to that first leg loss at the hands of Galatasaray. Let's talk about the other game that was supposed to have been the high-profile clash. Newcastle won, Barcelona won. Newcastle scored late. They thought they were going to get a famous win over Barcelona, but Lamine Yamal had other ideas, and he scored from the penalty spot to give Barcelona a draw ahead of that second leg. What I will say is that very bad decision by the Newcastle player to foul or to commit a foul at that point. As to what he was thinking, I don't know. You don't hand Barcelona such a chance to level things, but they did. Maybe the pressure, I don't know. Michael, your thoughts? Newcastle won, Barcelona won.
Perfect atmosphere. Again, it was a typical game at the St. James Park. The fans brought the energy, and then the Newcastle players fed on it, and it fueled them throughout the game to deliver what we saw. Performance that they put up, the physical levels, the intensity, they got that inspiration from the fans, and they never stopped, even until the last minute when they considered that penalty. I think it was brilliant. But that aside, I also think the coaching of Eddie Howe needs to be commended. It was a game where Newcastle were handicapped, especially in certain positions. I think for a game like this, looking at the threats that Barcelona wield offensively, Newcastle would have done with a fully fit Vino Livramento at right back. Kieran Trippier was definitely not a player who had the legs and then the energy to match any threats that Rafinha would offer. And so Vino Livramento would have been the best option, like we saw with Luis Hall and Lamine Yamal. Throughout large spells of the game, Luis Hall pocketed Lamine Yamal. He dealt with him. He made sure that Yamal was not going to get the best of him in their duels, and you have to give him the credit. If yesterday was an opportunity for Luis Hall to audition himself to be considered as a serious option to start at left back for the England national team. I think he passed that test with distinction. He did a solid job, contributed offensively to Newcastle's play, and then defensively, he kept Lamine Yamal quiet for large spells of the game. In defense, again, Dan Ben, Malik Thiaw, for sustained periods, they did well. I think it was much more about the Newcastle structure and how they did not really create too many problems for themselves at the back, and then they made the job very simple. Defend against Barcelona, make sure you are winning the first balls and the second balls. And then it did not really bring the likes of Lewandowski, Rafinha into the party. Newcastle actually dominated that area of field. Then in the middle, missing out on Bruno Guimaraes, it meant that Sandro Tonali had to play that role, and then somebody had to fill in to play the Tonali role.
Yeah.
And I think Joelinton did a solid job at that. We all know that when it comes to the physical aspect, you can always trust Joelinton to bring it to the party. But I didn't expect him to go that level, blending the physicality with the intensity and the technical part. And I think he did a solid job. Yesterday when we spoke, I mentioned about control, and I said that Barca were a bit handicapped in terms of options because together with Frenkie de Jong,
SportyFM,
Pedri would do a good job. But without Frenkie de Jong, it makes the job a bit arduous for Pedri. And it told in the game, Jacob Ramsey, Joelinton, Sandro Tonali, these three made sure Barca were not going to have enough room to operate in certain areas in the middle. What they did was smart. Allow Barca to maybe possess the ball in their own half. But the moment they enter the middle third and then enter the Newcastle half, they were not going to be allowed the luxury of time on the ball to decide what to do with it. So control was in bits and parts for Barcelona. They controlled the ball in their half, but in the middle third and also in the Newcastle half, they had to wrestle for control with Newcastle. And Newcastle dominated most of the duels in that aspect. And then in attack, Newcastle also have the weapons that Barca struggles to cope with. Wing attackers who are dynamic. Harvey Barnes, Anthony Elanga. I think only if Elanga was intelligent, Newcastle should have taken the lead in the first half. He just plays with a sheer speed. Yes, we know that he has raw pace. He can deal with you in such duels, but where it is, he needs to apply a bit of intelligence. Anthony Elanga is lying, and it clearly showed. And when Anthony Gordon came on, when Jacob Murphy came on, we saw the defense. Look at the cross that Murphy sent into the box that was connected by Harvey Barnes. I think Newcastle definitely were well primed for the game. Barcelona, even on the night where they did not give their best, just considered a goal. I think it speaks of how they have learned to play some of these matches. I think they learned lessons from the Atletico game. They played poorly in the first leg, and then they considered how many goals? 4. And there was no way back for them in the second leg, although they had recovered and they played well. So I think I knew that it was going to be a difficult game.
This is
unfriendly environment.
The voice of sports.
And Barcelona would need to have that character of trying to stay in the game and don't give up. And that is what they did. They considered loads of chances, but Barca found a way to stay in the game, and then they stole their moment. An act of individual brilliance, and again, an act that depicts clear immaturity on the part of Malik Thiaw. At that stage in the game, what you do is you make sure that there is a way to block the player, not tackle the player in the box, especially for a player who is so good in maneuvering his way in close or tight space. Dani Olmo is excellent at that. He knows how to weave his way through very tight spaces. So if Malik Thiaw had read the room and then he knew the opponent he was tackling, he would not have put forward his leg. He would rather position himself to put up a block, because the best or the worst that Dani Olmo could have done was to take a shot. And if you are positioned to block it, you are good to But if you put in a tackle at this point in time, then definitely you are just letting your team down. And that is exactly what Malik Chow did. And it denied Newcastle of a deserving win. But that is what football is about. You can dominate for last spells. You can create all the chances. But it is all about the moment. And at that moment, a Newcastle player let his team down. And Barca capitalized on it to stay there. And that was the single moment, I believe, if Newcastle had any iota of hope of qualifying, it was taken away by that single action. The moment Lamine Yamal planted that penalty into the net, it eliminated Newcastle United from this tie. So I think Newcastle are done, despite their efforts, despite their spirit, their hard work and everything they did. That single action from Malik Chow just decided to collapse everything they had built, and it makes their chance of qualifying very remote. If they stood at 30% by then, it now drops to like 2%. I think it is Barcelona's time to lose now.
Well, it's a tough time for Newcastle, and I agree with you. They should have been smarter on the night to handle that game. But well, let's see what happens. Let's talk about Atletico Madrid and Tottenham Hotspur. That game provided very interesting headlines. The biggest being Anton Kinski getting subbed after 17 minutes. So, Michael, first question was Igor Tudor right to even attempt changing the goalkeeping situation or changing the goalkeeping personnel ahead of the game?
I don't know what he was thinking of. Clearly, it just tells you the level of coaching at Spurs at the moment, because I don't think Tottenham's biggest issue prior to the game against Atletico Madrid was goalkeeping. If you watch their game against Crystal Palace, which they lost heavily, it wasn't about goalkeeping. It was about their defense. The moment Van Dijk got that red card, it made their defense very weak. And defensively, they have issues. It is not the goalkeeping problem. So if the coach felt he needed to address their weakness in defense, I don't think touching the goalkeeping position was the right thing to do. And again, the justification for why I'm saying this is that when his initial plan did not work, who did he bring on? The same goalkeeper he decided to bench and not start in the game.
This
so
is
clearly,
SportyFM,
I think it was a poor decision made by Igor Tudor. And I don't know why he's still at post. I'm surprised that as it stands now, it is 9:32. And I don't know why he's not being sacked. Maybe Spurs have not found a solution or someone to replace him yet. And it's the same lack of options that led them to appoint one of the worst coaches in recent times. I don't know Igor Tudor's body of work that appealed to Spurs that in this moment of crisis, the one to navigate their path out of this crisis moment was Igor Tudor. I don't know who convinced them, but if you look at Spurs now, they are an example or an embodiment of a poorly run club. Everything that is wrong with this club is at the top there, the top brass, the decisions they have made for a consistent period of time. Even during the time of Daniel Levy, and then in the post-Levy era, it has been absolutely ridiculous. And they have all culminated to lead to where the club find themselves. It's very, very bad. And it is not a case of bad players or whatsoever. Whatever is happening now clearly depicts a team that is low on confidence, a team that is not receiving the right kind of coaching, and a team that needs belief. They need a character who can uplift them. And Igor Tudor is not doing that. He's trying to use tough love to address an issue of low confidence. And the more this travels, the more it dents the confidence of the Spurs team. If Antonin Kinski had any confidence in him, I think it will be emptied after yesterday's episode. The coach threw an inexperienced young goalkeeper who had not even found his feet in the Spurs team yet. He threw him into a very crucial game at a very perilous time for Spurs. And that is bad decision making. And that is poor coaching. And then the reaction from him when he subbed off the goalkeeper, he tried to make it look like it was the goalkeeper who single-handedly had caused Spurs' demise in that game. Trying to make him a scapegoat at that point in time, it was very cheap on the part of Igor Tudor. I think the best he could have done was when he subbed off the goalkeeper, he embraces him and offers some words of consolation just to lift up his spirit. But he just stood there, unconcerned. And if I am a teammate of Kinski, if the coach can do him, he can do same to me. And I would not want to put my body on the line for a coach like that.
Okay.
Definitely not.
SportyFM.
So clearly, everything that he did there was just demonstrating to the players that I am not scared to throw you under the bus. And at this moment, what Spurs need is a togetherness, that collective responsibility, not a coach feeling that it is your fault and not my fault. I came to meet you like this. You are that bad, and I am not the one responsible. The moment the players start thinking that, they will not fight for you. And so it makes everything that you want to build, it makes it look like it is an exercise in futility. It will not bear any fruit. And that is clearly what manifested. Again, look at his coaching. He decided to play with a 3-back. Kevin Danson, who I doubt really, where did he get his football education? Because clearly he looks like a fish out of water in this Spurs team. Maybe the terrain is not good, because I watched him at Lens.
Yeah.
He wasn't a bad
No. At Lens, he did well. He did well at Lens.
Exactly. So what is happening? Maybe he has physical discomfort, injuries and all that. There are times where players will play through the pain barrier. They will carry injuries or knocks, and it will hinder their performance. Maybe that will be his excuse. But that aside, he does not look cut for the Spurs team at all. But Igor Tudor decided to play Danson, Kuti Romero, and then Mickey van der Ven. And clearly the back three was not working. The structure was wrong. The approach poor. In the middle of the park, he played Archie Gray and then Pape Matassa. And if you look through the two profiles, none of them is a proper ball-winning defender. He decided to bench João Palhinha. So it meant Spurs will want to hold on to the ball more times, and then they will invite pressure from Atletico Madrid. But the moment they lose the ball, it meant that Atletico had a direct run at goal. So check. The first 4 goals that Atletico Madrid scored, they had direct runs at goal.
Yep.
And it was a self-inflicted goal concession opportunity from Spurs. Aside the goalkeeping errors and everything, they invited such pressure onto themselves. And I am like, this is poor coaching. And how did Igor Tudor address it? He was just changing personnel and not the structure or not how the team played. So his coaching is so poor, but he thinks he's doing the right thing and the players are not tapping into it. And I think Spurs are that bad place at this point in time. The solution is you don't address a problem with a problem. Igor Tudor is a problem. And Spurs cannot afford to let him continue in his role any longer. I think the best is just to find a way to deal with this situation. Do they have legends? Yes, I think they have. There is Ledley Kane. There is still... They had this former Manchester United assistant coach, Ryan Mason or so.
Yeah.
They can bring all of them on board. If there is Harry Redknapp and he's still not rusty, they can bring him on board. I think what they need now is not too much complicated coaching. They need to uplift the spirit and then bring back confidence into the team. And I think they need faces who can appeal to the players in that manner. And then they can alter their psychological state more positively. To bring something positive from. That is what they need. And Igor Tudor is not the right guy for that for that task. They need to just do away with him. They need to just do away with him. I think he has a certain hubristic approach towards dealing with matters around Spurs, and it's not helping. He can't exalt himself to a manner where he thinks he is right and then the rest of the playing body is wrong. It won't work that way for Spurs. No, I think they are done. They won't qualify. It's a 3-0 deficit. In football, teams have been able to overcome 3-0 deficit. But teams that do that, they are teams that embody character.
Yeah.
Teams that have strong mentality, and teams that have excellent coaching. And Spurs lack all these three things, so they can't. They are out of the competition.
Well, we'll see what Spurs will do. But Michael, just I don't know what your favorite. I don't know, favorite points of the game. My favorite point was Atletico's fifth goal. I was telling Raymond earlier, the goal that came from Jan Oblak's point-blank save from the Richarlison header. So he saves the ball is ballooned in the air, and the touch from Antoine Griezmann. Wow, that's some sleek stuff from Griezmann. Touches it to Alvarez, and Alvarez runs all the way to score.
If Griezmann was a sound engineer, he would churn out hit after hit because the way he lays it, that pass was as good as the goal.
Yeah,
because it made everything. It just sent Alvarez through on goal. There are times where some of these passes can be overhit, and the player will not be able to receive the ball and have the balance to race at goal. But this one was well timed. The weight behind the ball was so perfect. And all Alvarez had to do was apply pace, rush, run with the ball, and then have a clean run at goal. I think it was brilliant. And it just goes on to cement the legacy of Griezmann in this Atletico Madrid team. He will go down as one of their greatest players.
Sporty
and
FM.
He's an effective playmaker and also your ultimate scorer. But when he doesn't score, moments like this are enough demonstration of what he brings to the team. And it was a beautiful one. But then again, Spurs made it easier. Their structure. And it's the same thing I'm speaking about. I'm talking about Igor Tudor. The structure. They were attacking. They had the opportunity. But what was the structure to counter when Atletico wins back the ball? And not have any. Poor coaching. And he thinks he's a Pep Guardiola and he wants to do his own thing.
Finally, Bayern Munich reaping its big against Atalanta. I knew Atalanta had issues, but I did not imagine Bayern Munich scoring 6 at the New Balance. And Michael, it looked so effortless on the part of Bayern. Every time they attacked, it looked like they were going to score. No hurricane, no problem. Michael Olise was the man. He got in on the goals. Serge Gnabry got some as well. Nicholas Jackson scored one and assisted one. Jamal Musiala. Wow, Michael, that was an exhibition. It turned out to be an exhibition for Bayern Munich.
Bayern are one of those teams where they are very unforgiving, especially if they meet an opponent and they have the advantage over such an opponent. They are better at their opponent in makes. They try to make that well known so that it will not even encourage you to think about a penalty. What they have done to Atlanta is to not just beat them, but shatter any confidence in the Atlanta team to prevent Atlanta from dreaming like they did in the game against Dortmund. So forget about an opportunity to bounce back. That is what Bayern do. They've done it to Barcelona, they've done it to Arsenal. Even Chelsea have been on the receiving end of Bayern Munich and their mercilessness. They deal with you appropriately so that you don't come back bragging the next time. And they did it yesterday. And I think it was a statement win. It wasn't just a victory that they needed over Atlanta to put their names out there in the conversation of who will likely win the competition. Bayern put their name out there that they should also be considered credible challengers or a credible team to win the competition. And it was very beautiful. I think what Kompany has done is that he's injected a sense of urgency into this Bayern team. So right from the onset, they have a go at you. He's made the players become aware that they need to deal with games irrespective of the opponent, whether a minnow or a big team, play as you are expected to. And from every single player on the pitch, they deliver quality. And that is what they do. That aside,
this is Sporty
I think
FM,
Bayern,
the voice of sport.
They are trying to recreate the Robben-Ribéry partnership in Michael Olise and Luis Diaz.
Yeah.
Michael Olise is your prototype Arjen Robben. He creates, he scores. And the goal he scored yesterday, clear example of Arjen Robben cutting in and then curling one into the net. Then the provision of the chances as well, with some leading to assists. Consistently in back-to-back seasons, he has produced double figures for goals and double figures for assists. He's shaping up to become one of the best playmakers in the game of football at present. And then in the Champions League this season, in 9 appearances, he has 10 goal involvements, 3 goals scored. He scored 2 yesterday, and then he provided an assist. So 3 goal involvements in the 6 goals that Bayern Munich scored. I think he's gradually cementing his place in the team. And then their Ribéry is Luis Diaz. And I think by far, he's the best summer signing for this season. No other signing beats him. He has 3 goal involvement as it stands now in 43 appearances. He has over 20 goals. He has double figures in terms of assists. And I have not seen any summer signing deliver this number of goal involvement or this level of impact. None. I've seen Semenyo, I have seen Ekitike, Joao Pedro. None of them measure up to the level of impact that Luis Diaz has had on this Bayern Munich team. And I think the longer that this travels for Bayern, they would have their new Ribéry Robben partnership. I think they will have their new one, and they will also deliver quality for them because they are the right age. Michael Olise is at the very right age. It means he can give you quality at the top level for minimum 5 seasons. Luis Diaz the same, and it's good for Bayern. I think they are laying the foundations for a very successful team. And when Musiala is able to overcome his injury problems, he becomes that number 10. And Hurricane can give you like 2 more seasons at the top. I think Bayern are gradually building a team that will not win, but will likely be very consistent at winning for a sustained period of time. And that is very positive. And in company, they have their man. And I think he's the right guy to lead them at this point in time. And he will need some success in terms of tangible success to cement his place among some of the best coaches in the game now. Winning the Bundesliga last season did him some good. He will need consistent wins at that, and then he will need to build on that gradually. But I'm so sad and very devastated for Alphonso Davies. The enemy of every footballer is injury.
Yep.
Because you can be that good, but if you are not fit to play, nobody can attest to how good you are. Romeo Lavia was Dean Ashton at West Ham, a very good striker. But unfortunately,
that's true.
Injuries never permitted him to deliver his quality. And it's the same happening to Alphonso Davies. Very talented, huge potential, very instrumental in the season that Bayern won the Champions League under Hansi Flick. But injuries have hampered his progress. He can show up today and still get injured the same day. And that is so bad. It affects even your confidence levels. And at a time where it is a historic moment for Canada, they will be co-hosting the World Cup. And one of their prime players is not having a good run in terms of consistent minutes at club level. And there is even that option or that opportunity. There's that option that he might miss out on the World Cup entirely due to injury. That is so bad. And no player should go through that. You don't even wish that on your worst enemy.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad for Alphonso Davies. I think it was the
SportyFM,
downside
the voice of
Bayern Munich's night. The night was great for them, but the injuries to Alphonso Davies and then Jamal Musiala, but primarily the injury to Alphonso Davies, I think it actually cast a cloud over Bayern's win and how bright the day was for them.
Yeah, sad stuff for Alphonso Davies. Nobody knows what this latest injury means. We'll just have to wait and find out. Michael, let's quickly talk about tonight's games. We have 2 showstoppers on our hands. Of course, Bayer Leverkusen and Arsenal. Arsenal are going to Germany. They play first in that game. Then there's Bodo Glimt and Sporting. A game that we could see some chaos in there, but we'll put that aside. And then we have the 2 showstoppers. PSG versus Chelsea and Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Wow. What a time to witness these 2 8 p.m. kickoffs. Michael, they are tasty games. Hopefully they live up to the hype.
Exactly. Hopefully they live up to the hype. I like that statement. Madrid are playing Man City at the wrong time. And it explains why at a certain stage yesterday, tickets had not been sold out. Ordinarily, when Madrid are facing City and they are in their prime, City are also on top of their game, tickets would have sold out like 2 days before the match. But as at yesterday, around 12 p.m., tickets hadn't been sold out. It was only late in the night where I got notification that tickets had finally been sold out and that there will be a full Santiago Bernabeu. Madrid are playing City at the wrong time due to injuries and due to their current situation. Injuries to influential players. Jude Bellingham, Kylian Mbappe. If they are fit and available, they add extra layer of quality to Madrid offensively. And then Militao absent from this game defensively, it takes something away from this Real Madrid team. There is no Alvaro Carreras. Madrid have a lot of issues to contend with. So it's not the right time. But they have character. That is something you can't take away from them. And they know how to show up on big nights like this. But they don't have the materials to conjure that kind of magic. And that is the problem, I find. And so it is City's game to lose. If Pep does not manage this game well, then that will be when they fail to win. But it is a game where I think Man City has everything in their fold to get that result against Real Madrid. So I am not looking past Man City to get a positive result. I think if Madrid get a draw, I'll be very surprised. If Man City do not win this game, I'll be very surprised at that, because I think they have what it takes to deliver, and they have the options. The option of Semenyo or Doku, the option of Phil Foden or Ryan Cherki. They have a lot of options, and Pep Guardiola just need to coach well, manage the game well, and then it will be in their hands even before the second leg comes. And then for Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea, again, timing. I don't think PSG are playing Chelsea at the right time. I've heard a lot of commentary. The PSG players felt they were disrespected by the Chelsea foes when they were beaten in the Club World Cup final.
Yeah.
Again, the issue of revenge or repeat, blah, blah, blah around it. This is not the right time for PSG to be engaging in such talks. And this is not your typical PSG team that we saw in the knockout stages of last season. They've lost some aura. They've lost some confidence. They don't play with that swagger like they did. It looks like their physical levels too does not match what Enrique wants them to do. And so I think Chelsea are playing PSG at the right time. And if they do play well, if they show up well, the approach is right, then definitely they can have a say in this game. And they have Liam Rosinia, a coach who knows PSG too well. In Maresca versus PSG, he did not know the team. So there was an element of surprise from the PSG team. But I think Enrique knows Rosinia, and Rosinia knows PSG. So it helped the two coaches to shape up to face each other, and it will be an exciting game. I think it is a game where whoever bosses the midfield wins. But it is also a game where Chelsea's approach will be very important. We know how PSG will shape up. We know how they will turn out. But we don't know for Chelsea yet how Liam Rosinia will approach this game. What worked for Maresca in the first game was the extra man in the middle. In Malo Gusto, he was always becoming a very complicated issue for PSG to deal with, and they didn't know how to handle it. Again, Cole Palmer's occupation or occupying of the right channel, he was not playing as a typical winger. He played in the half spaces, made it uncomfortable for a player like Nuno Mendes, and then Gusto capitalized on it. So Chelsea always had the extra man. How will Liam Rosinia deploy his team today? And would there be an extra man again for PSG to deal with? I think it has been PSG's Achilles heel. Chelsea laid down the template. Some other teams copied it, and then they have dealt with PSG in a manner where they least expected. So I think Chelsea's approach will be very pivotal in how this game shapes up. But I think it's going to be an exciting game. We will see goals. It will be similar to PSG versus Tottenham, the 5-3 encounter. It will be similar to PSG versus Newcastle. I think PSG struggles against teams that have very good wing attackers, and then teams that have a very physical midfield. When they play against such teams, they struggle. So I think if Chelsea shows up, PSG will struggle to play against them. And I will not be surprised if they are short. If Chelsea gets a draw or a win, I will not be surprised in this game.
Well, PSG will have a lot on their hands tonight. Michael, just before I let you go, just quick predictions on the other games. Bayer Leverkusen versus Arsenal, 5:45, and Bodo Glimt Sporting CP in the other games. You want to give us predictions for those two?
If I am better, I will show the video from the Bayer Leverkusen social media page where they were mocking Arteta's famous light bulb message to his team, where they were covering the socket. I'll just show it to the players and then give them one message: go out there and prove your worth. I think they will beat Bayer Leverkusen, and so Bayer Leverkusen will win the social media war. Arsenal will win the turf war. So that is it. Arsenal win against Bayer Leverkusen. Bodo Sporting CP, I see both teams scoring. There's a goal where I see over 1.5 over 2.5. Bodo definitely will score at home. When they play at home, they have the advantage. But I think Sporting CP will work their way to an extent where they can also have a goal in that game. If it ends 2-1, 3-1 probably, I will not be surprised in favor of Bodo. But I think Sporting CP will score. So that is how I see the other two games panning out.
Okay. All right. 9:55, we'll be wrapping it up. Ray, do you want to give us predictions?
Well, it's a tough one.
Do you want to give us predictions?
I think that Arsenal would make light work of Bayer Leverkusen.
Okay.
Arsenal should get that win. Bodo Glimt Sporting. Bodo Glimt having very tricky customers, especially playing at home. So anytime they are at the Asmara Stadion in Bodo, they seem to find a way to do their job against any opponent they come up against. They come up against a Sporting CP team that's also in form. In the Portuguese league, they seem to be one of the top teams in there. They are just 4 points behind Porto, and they've scored as many as 64 goals this season. They're the division's top scorers this season, and they've conceded just 14. So very difficult to beat, very difficult to break down. They do score a lot of goals, just as Bodo Glimt also like to score. It will be an open game, end-to-end stuff, but I don't think that Sporting CP would want to get humiliated like Inter Milan did get humiliated. And so this game could possibly end in a draw, and it will be decided in the second leg. For PSG Chelsea, there's revenge on the cards. We've already spoken about the fact that Rosinho knows this PSG team very well. And then we also know that PSG would also be looking for revenge in this game. Promises to be an exciting one, end-to-end stuff. PSG on the back of losing to Monaco would know that there's a lot of pressure on them now. Defending champions cannot go into this game and lose to Chelsea in back-to-back games they've played, back-to-back competitive games they've played. And so you see PSG come to the party in this particular game. And I think in the Champions League, when PSG have decided to take their game to their opponents and be very clinical, I think they've been able to get one past their opponents. And so a performance against Monaco, they would want to quickly put behind them and then get back into this game, hoping they can get back to winning ways. I see PSG winning this game narrowly. It will be a narrow win for PSG in this one. I don't think that Chelsea are in a good place at the moment.
But PSG are not in a good place too. No, they lost last week to Monaco.
Between the two teams, I think that in terms of a team that would look a bit more defensively solid than the other, I think that it could be that PSG team, because Marquinhos, Pacho, Mendes, Hakimi, on any day, should be able to hold their own against any defense. And in midfield as well, I mean, the quality they have in that midfield, if they decide to play, and that's why I say, if PSG and them, Chelsea will be in trouble. And so it's one of those games with the home fans behind them, Dembele will be coming back into the team. I think that they should be able to hold their own against them and possibly get a win in this one. And then the final game, Real Madrid, Man City. Both teams are all over the place. But I think Man City, in terms of consistency, they look a bit more consistent. Okay, they seem to have quite a bit of good fortune following them. They've not lost since they last lost to Bodo Glimt in the Champions League. They've gone as many as close to 12 matches without defeat. So momentum seems to be with them. Real Madrid, they have struggled this season. They've even gone to the extent of losing at home against Getafe. That's how bad they've been this season. Okay, and Arbeloa, in terms of a manager putting up a tactical performance to stop Pep Guardiola, it's not Arbeloa. If you are looking for a manager to put up a strategy to deal with the threat of Man City and what they'll be coming into the game with, I don't think it's Arbeloa, and I don't think he has the bodies to to do that job for 90 minutes. Defensively, they're all over the place. Erling Haaland, Semenyo will terrorize his defense. I think that a very rare away win for Manchester City in this game would be the outcome of this one.
All right. Tonight, we are the A&C Corner. We are the Heritage Brewery. Join us as we give you PSG versus Chelsea and Real Madrid versus Man City. 2 killer games, 2 wild games. 8 p.m. One screen here, one screen there. You are watching either the O's, goals, all of that will be happening. So join us. Join the Sporty team. We'll be there to give you 2 top Champions League matches. When you close from work, meet us at A&C Corner. You don't have to go home. Let's enjoy Champions League football together. Before we leave, the Polytank Sumo Super is still on the market. Polytank says go and get your Sumo Super. It's built with advanced multi-layer technology, reinforced for superior durability. It's designed to last. And in this month of March, it will cost you less. You can save up to 1,000 Ghana cedis. Polytank, the original, always the best. If you want to go to the World Cup, speak to Nantier Travel Advisors and Venture G Travel. They have all kinds of goodies for you, and they will assist you. Visa assistance, international flights, hotel stays, match tickets, complete travel coordination. They manage everything for you. Call them on 059-673-8545. Send them a WhatsApp message 055-221-2650. Nantia Travel Advisors and Venture G Travel, your complete World Cup travel partner. That's how I wrap it up this morning on the Sporty Breakfast. My name is Nathan Kwa. I did this with Raymond Yamador and Michael Asai-Boedi. Thank you so much for your calls and messages.